Good morning, students of Composition 1. Here we are. This is the last class of the semester. We've already done all the content, so today I'm just going to review, go over the exam format and tell you some details. Already the file has been uploaded to the website, so you can look at the breakdown in a general sense. I'm not going to write down exactly what you need to study or sample questions because those sample questions are in the book. There has been a tendency in this class for some students to not listen to the lectures carefully and not to follow instructions. There's nothing I can do to fix your grade if you don't follow the instructions. So you need to listen to this lecture carefully. Some of you are doing fine, don't get me wrong, but there are a few students that keep emailing me questions. I've already explained in detail what you're supposed to do, and you're not doing the right thing. So you need to listen to what I'm saying today, and you need to read what I've posted on the website. And in the exam, you need to carefully read each question and do what the question instructs you to do. If you do the wrong thing, you're just going to get 0. There's nothing I can do about that. That's part of the class, okay? So you can't get those marks back after you've made the mistakes, so that's why you have to be careful. So that being said, I'm taking most of the questions from things that we've talked about all through the class. And like I said, one of the good things about this textbook is there are lots of exercises and examples. So I'm just going to point you to a few pages in the textbook for you to go back and look at. Some of them, I had you do them for homework. And as I explained to a student, at one time I told you to take a picture of your textbook so I could see that you'd done your homework, but the other times I just said, do the page. And this was the reason, because it was going to come up on the exam. You didn't have to submit that homework. The homework assignments I told you to submit that were writing paragraphs, all of those you had to submit. So again, listen carefully to the instructions. This is not homework. I'm just telling you, look at these pages in preparation for the exam. So part A is a short answer section. The short answer section is based on things like page 14, number 3. On page 14, number 3, they ask you to circle the topic of the sentence and underline the main idea. We did this earlier in the semester. Check that out. Remember how to do it. Prepare yourself. That's going to be in part A. Also, there was a similar exercise on page 15, the next page. It asked you to identify a good or poor, a better or worse topic sentence. And that also is good information. How can you write a good topic sentence? Page 16, number 6, is you actually writing, looking at an idea and writing a proper topic sentence that is appropriately specific and makes a claim. So those 3 pages are key for part A. You need to look at page 14, 15, and 16, which was stuff that we did a long time ago, so you need to review. The other part of part A, other than that stuff about topic sentences that I just mentioned, the length of the exam has been shortened from 100 points to 60. So normally part A would be longer, but it's only 20 points. So that's part of it. The other part of part A, the other half, is combining sentences, because we did a lot of work on especially and, but, because, and so. So what I need you to do is I'm going to put a few sentences, short sentences in a row with punctuation. I want you to combine them into a more complex sentence. Those exercises can be found on page 18, where they ask you to combine sentences using and but. And on page 24, number 11 on page 24, says combine these sentences, then compare with a partner. You don't need to compare, but you're using commas as well to make a list. So you use and commas. For example, the river was deep, the river was wide, it was cold. And you can combine that sentence into one complex sentence. For example, saying the river was deep, wide, and cold. Okay? So that's what you need to do. One further example in the book is on page 50 and 51. And on those pages, 50 and 51, number 5 through number 7 are examples of putting sentences together using because and so. So I'm going to put several short sentences out there for you to look at, and then you have to combine them, remove the punctuation, use commas and conjunctions to make more complex sentences. And that is what you have to do for part A. That's it. Part B, I usually call this paragraph analysis. Again, it's shortened, so a really good exercise for you to look at is on page 9 and 10, which was also a long time ago at the beginning of the semester, where it tells you what to look for in a bad paragraph. So I'm going to write a sample paragraph for you, and you need to tell me the good things and the bad things about the paragraph. You need to analyze it, in other words. So are there sentences on the same topic? Are there enough sentences? Is there a topic sentence? Is there a concluding sentence? Do some sentences repeat? These all are related to the coherence, clear, coherent, and concise ideas that I introduced to you at the beginning of the semester. So you look at the paragraph and you have to explain to me how well it's constructed or what's wrong with it and how you would change it, okay? So that's paragraph analysis. That's page 9 and 10. We did an exercise on page 25. I hope you're writing this down because otherwise you'll be listening to this lecture again. Page 25, the horrible hotel exercise that you did for homework. There'll be a different type paragraph where there's missing parts, where you have to improve, combine the sentences, write a topic sentence, add your own support, similar to this, just a different topic. So it's not going to be a horrible hotel. It's going to be another topic, but it's the same sort of pattern. So refer to that when you're studying as well. Lastly, for part B, on page 43 and 44, we did whether you had to judge whether a sentence, a statement was either an opinion or a fact. And I will do the same thing. I will give you a list, and you'll have to say this is a fact or this is an opinion. That's on page 43. And on number 5, on page 44, there's some topics, and you need to create a sentence that is an opinion and a sentence that is a fact. And both of those exercises will also be part of the second section, part B. So those are the pages that you need to focus on. Now, part C is the hardest part because it includes pretty much the whole book. So I can put this down. You have to write a paragraph. It's not super long. We have 60 minutes to write this exam, and it's worth 60 points. So you should probably plan to get through roughly a point every minute. That's what I usually recommend to my students. Normally we would have a 100-point exam, and you would have almost 2 hours to do it. So it would still be about 1 point per minute. So this paragraph should take you about 20 minutes to write. I will give you 4 different topics. They will be the type of paragraphs that we've worked on. Explanation paragraphs, paragraphs about a person, a problem paragraph, a descriptive paragraph, a persuasive paragraph. I will give you the topics, and you can choose the type of paragraph you want to write. And then you have to write a complete paragraph with a topic sentence and good support and a concluding sentence, and then you will get a high score on that section. So there are 4 different choices. Hopefully one of them will be attractive to you. You choose the one that you are interested in, and you choose the type of paragraph that you think matches the topic, and then you write it, and that is the last part of the exam. Like I said, the plan is that we will be writing at 4 p.m. in room 124. Some things have been changing, locations, times, and everything. I just got a phone call from the English department this morning verifying exam locations. You're going to be, your temperature is going to be checked as you come in the door, and there's going to be all these procedures. I know it's difficult and it's annoying because you want to focus on the exam. Just calmly, wait patiently, come through. We're not going to start the exam without you. You'll get your full hour. We're very understanding of the difficulty of trying to organize everybody coming onto campus, especially you freshmen who have no experience. So, don't stress out about this. We're writing this, this is now June 4th, and we're writing this on the 11th. So you have a week to prepare yourself, and that's plenty of time since I've given you the pages that you need to look at, and the exam format has been uploaded already. So I think there's a lot of good writers in this class. Be confident in yourselves. Don't get stressed out by things that don't go perfectly on the exam day, because that might happen. But don't worry, we will make sure that you get to write your exam and that you have enough time to do a good job of it. As I said before, the exam, the grading policy has been relaxed. The exam is worth a lot. It's worth 40%, but that's fine, because the grading policy has been relaxed and the exam is shorter, and I've simplified it so that it'll be easier for you to manage. So don't be too concerned about it. The assignments that were done for homework were worth 20%, your attendance was worth 20%, and the graded assignments were 20%, which was 10% each, for a total of 100. Okay? So that's it for the semester. Of course, you can send me some emails, but I highly recommend for you to listen carefully to what I say. I'm not going to rehearse everything that I've said in this lecture and what's online. You need to read and listen carefully and prepare yourself for the exam. This is university now, so you need to be responsible. I've had a good time teaching this class. I do like composition. It's my natural subject. So thank you for listening this semester, and I look forward to finally seeing you, if only briefly, for the exam. So have a good day and good luck with your studying and your other exams.